Vapor barriers in basements are recommended. Generally, we do them a lot in like cinder block style basements or stone basement wall, like on the walls itself, where the walls are more susceptible to moisture, and the walls are more coarse, or if people are wanting to, even on a typical poured foundation wall, there's a bunch of cracking going on, and there's you can epoxy patch cracks and then put a vapor barrier on the walls, because people want to finish their basements, so you don't want to put your insulation to a wall that's taken on moisture. So therefore you'd want to put a vapor barrier up against the foundation wall. Or if you're in a crawl space, a lot of the crawl space floors are dirt floors, or they're really wet, or and that can cause framing issues within the structure itself. Maybe not exactly not the foundation, but the actual wood framing, and it could cause warping in floors. And putting a kind of a vapor barrier, especially like on a crawl space floor along the walls, helps mitigate, helps keeps the moisture down, helps prevent framing from molding out or rotting out, causing weak points in parts of a house. I do like to leave the option of a vapor barrier, knowing like what is going to be done behind potential work that we've done. There's usually got to be a plan in place. People say we don't want water in our basement, it comes down the walls and it bleeds over, and then we'll say, okay, well, we'll do this. Do you have any plans of finishing the wall? And they'll say either yes or no. And so then I'll recommend, well, if you're going to finish walls, put a vapor barrier up. If there aren't any cracks or there's no moisture, because sometimes if water's coming up from where the slab meets the floor, where the slab meets the foundation wall, and there's no cracks, well, you probably don't need a vapor barrier, because it's coming from underneath the slab itself, or from outside and under and coming up and in. And it also does give your basement a finish aspect type of look. Like, you don't ever have to paint your walls ever again. It's a kind of an end-all solution when it comes to the longevity of what you're trying to do with the basement.